Welcome to today's explainer. Get ready, because we're pulling back the curtain on the financial systems that literally run the world. We're going to demystify the secret playbook the ultra-wealthy use to completely avoid taxes and preserve generational wealth. It's a strategy that fundamentally changes how you look at money. And by the end of this, you'll understand exactly how this system works.
It's the ultimate question, isn't it? How do billionaires legally pay zero income tax? We constantly see the headlines, right? But the actual mechanics remain a total mystery to most. Well, today, we're looking at the hidden rules of the economy that flip conventional financial wisdom completely on its head. Spoiler alert, the rules are entirely different at the top.
Here's our roadmap for today. 1. The wealth illusion. 2. Step 1. Buy assets. 3. Step 2. Borrow tax-free. 4. Step 3. Die, which is the tax reset. And 5. Protecting generational wealth.
Section 1. The wealth illusion. Rethinking how money works. Okay, let's dive into this. To really get this playbook, we have to completely shift our paradigm on how true wealth is measured. Most of us are taught a very standard, predictable path. You earn a salary, the government immediately takes a huge chunk, say 30% in taxes, and you desperately try to save whatever's left. But the wealthiest 0.01%, they don't operate on earned income. They know taxes are the absolute biggest drag on exponential compounding. So instead, they buy assets, borrow against them, and legally pay 0% in tax. It's a completely different loop. To make this loop work, you absolutely need to understand one vital concept: collateral. Collateral is simply an asset with real market value that you pledge to a bank as a security deposit for a loan. The bank isn't actually trying to take your asset, they just want to guarantee. And having good, stable collateral, that puts you in the driver's seat to get highly favorable, flexible loan terms from virtually any financial institution. Section 2. Step 1. Buy assets. Building the foundation. You can't execute this playbook with just cash sitting in a checking account. The entire framework rests on 3 solid pillars: buy, borrow, die. Right now, we're focusing strictly on step 1. You must buy assets that are going to appreciate over time, building a massive, sturdy foundation that will eventually act as your collateral.
But you can't just buy anything, right? To use this strategy, you have to acquire predictable assets that banks can easily underwrite. We're talking about S&P 500 index funds, blue-chip stocks like Apple or Microsoft, prime real estate, or high cash value whole life insurance. A bank is never going to let you borrow against risky meme coins or dodgy penny stocks because they can't accurately price that risk. Your foundation has to be rock solid.
Section 3. Step 2. Borrow tax-free. Unlocking the leverage.
Once you own those assets, you move right into step 2. This is the crux of the whole strategy: using debt to fund your lifestyle without ever selling a single piece of your portfolio. Now, what's really fascinating here is the number 0. The IRS tax rate on borrowed money is exactly 0%. Because, well, debt isn't income. If a bank hands you a $500,000 line of credit against your stock portfolio, you pay absolutely 0 federal income tax and 0 capital gains tax on that cash. Pretty amazing, right? So, how do the wealthy actually extract this cash in the real world? It's primarily through 3 vehicles. First, a HELOC, where you borrow against the equity in your real estate. Second, a securities-backed line of credit, where you pledge a standard taxable brokerage account as collateral. And third, borrowing against the accumulated cash value of a permanent whole life insurance policy. In all 3 of these scenarios, your original investments remain fully intact and just keep compounding in the background.
To see this in action at the absolute highest level, look at Elon Musk's purchase of Twitter for $44 billion. Musk didn't just casually drain a checking account, nor did he sell off $44 billion of Tesla stock, which would have triggered an absolutely catastrophic immediate tax bill. No way. Instead, he collateralized his Tesla shares, borrowing against them. He got the cash he needed, completely sidestepped a colossal tax event, and crucially, kept his ownership in Tesla.
The core takeaway here is the harsh mathematical difference between selling and borrowing. If you sell $500,000 of appreciated stock, the IRS steps in and takes a massive cut in capital gains taxes. Your actual wealth physically shrinks. But if you borrow $500,000 against that exact same stock, you pay 0 tax, you get the exact same amount of spending power, and your portfolio keeps growing uninterrupted. It's literally using leverage as a financial shield.
Section 4. Step 3. Dive the tax reset. The ultimate loophole. Which brings us to the final and, let's be honest, most provocative phase of this life cycle. This is where the tax code provides the ultimate loophole to settle the debts you've accumulated over a lifetime of borrowing. To grasp this, we first have to quickly define cost basis. Cost basis is simply the original price you paid to acquire an asset. If you buy a stock for $35,000 and it grows to $100,000, your cost basis is $35,000 and your taxable profit is $65,000. This one single concept dictates your capital gains.
But here is where the tax code does something genuinely extraordinary. If you sold that stock while you were alive, you'd owe tax on that $65,000 profit. Simple enough. However, if you hold that stock until the day you die, the IRS grants your heirs what's called a step-up in basis. The cost basis instantly resets to the current market value of $100,000. All that taxable profit that built up during your entire lifetime, it just vanishes forever. Poof! So you might be wondering, how does the bank ever get its money back from all that tax-free borrowing? Well, it works like this. The heirs inherit the massive portfolio entirely tax-free with the brand new stepped-up cost basis. They then sell a small slice of that portfolio at the new basis, which triggers exactly zero capital gains tax, and they use that cash to pay off the bank loan. The remaining tens of millions in wealth seamlessly transfer to the next generation, completely untouched by the IRS. Section 5. Protecting generational wealth. Keeping it in the family. Now that the wealth has officially transferred, how do ultra-wealthy families ensure it actually survives? Because without the right structures, wealth vanishes incredibly fast through taxes, lawsuits, and divided estates. History gives us a brilliant illustration of this. Look at the Vanderbilts. Back in 1877, they had the equivalent of $10 billion. But they passed their assets directly to family members, exposing the wealth to brutal estate taxes generation after generation. By 1973, the fortune was practically gone. The Rockefellers, on the other hand, they put their assets into dynasty trusts. The trust pays transfer taxes once, protects the assets from lawsuits and divorces, and continues to provide income and loans for over 250 heirs 6 generations later. Another incredibly powerful system is the holding company. Take the Walton family, the founders of Walmart. They have more members on the Forbes 400 list than any other family. Why is that? Because they put a holding company between themselves and Walmart. By keeping ownership structured through family trusts and a holding entity, they maintain absolute control of the world's largest retailer while protecting their core asset from catastrophic generational transfer taxes. Equal, direct ownership fractures wealth. Structured ownership compounds it. But here's the catch. Even with trusts and holding companies, you still need liquidity. Cash on demand. When Joe Robbie, the legendary owner of the Miami Dolphins, passed away, his estate owed massive taxes. But his wealth was tied up entirely in the football team. Lacking the cash to pay the IRS, the family was literally forced to sell their beloved NFL franchise. To completely avoid this trap, wealthy families use whole life insurance policies as a private family bank. When a death occurs, the policy pays out cash immediately, providing the exact tax-free liquidity needed to pay estate taxes without ever being forced to sell off the family's crown jewel assets. When you put all these pieces together, buying bankable assets, borrowing tax-free, utilizing the step-up in basis, and sheltering everything in trusts, you start to realize it all solves one massive problem. As we've seen throughout this explainer, taxes are absolutely the #1 drag on wealth creation. Mastering these structural, perfectly legal rules is exactly how the ultra-wealthy protect the magic of exponential compounding. Remember, money doesn't follow rules, it follows laws. And the structures used by the 0.01% are built right into the legal and tax framework of the economy. So, now that you've peeked behind the curtain and seen the exact buy, borrow, die playbook, how are you going to change your own asset strategy? Because once you see how the game is actually played, you really can never go back to just earning a salary and hoping for the best. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll see you next time.